Sarah, a 28-year-old domestic worker with big dreams, was insulted by her employers, the Joneses, for making the soup too salty. Kate, a 40-year-old woman whose outer beauty contrasted with her inner bitterness, threw the spoon with disdain, accusing Sarah of trying to poison them. Rick tried to calm the situation unsuccessfully while his wife continued to humiliate Sarah, highlighting every supposed flaw in her work. The next day, while cleaning the house, Sarah found a winning lottery ticket among the disorganized papers in Rick's study. With her heart racing, she tucked the ticket into her apron. Soon after, Kate, discovering the ticket was missing, caused chaos in the mansion with frantic accusations. That night, Sarah turned on her small TV and watched in disbelief as the winning numbers matched those on the ticket. The possibility of a new life opened up before her, but she also felt guilt and fear. The next day, she visited her brother, whose fragile health required expensive treatment. Determined to use the prize to help him, Sarah faced the harsh reality in the mansion, where Kate had hired a private investigator to find the ticket. Emily, the Joneses' daughter, newly arrived from college, noticed the tensions in the family and showed unusual kindness toward Sarah. However, the pressure from the investigator and the growing paranoia forced Sarah to hide the ticket in a safe place and plan her escape. Finally, on a night of desperation, Sarah confessed everything to the private investigator, who offered to help her claim the prize in exchange for a share. Though doubtful, she accepted his offer, and together they embarked on a race against time to claim the prize without raising suspicions. Kate, upon discovering Sarah's disappearance, flew into a frenzy of rage while Rick tried unsuccessfully to calm her down. Emily, witnessing the chaos, decided to uncover the truth. In the car, the investigator explained that he had a contact in the lottery who would help them claim the prize. Sarah, filled with guilt and remorse, thought about her brother and the humiliations she had suffered. As tensions rose in the mansion, Emily, determined to understand the importance of the ticket, interrupted her father, seeking answers. Sarah, in her flight, faced a decision that would change her life forever, with the winning ticket burning in her hands as a promise of freedom and a chain of guilt. After years of lies and secrets reflected in her tired eyes, she was about to confess everything when the phone rang. It was the police. Someone had seen Sarah and the investigator together. The news spread quickly. Sarah, unaware of this, clung to the lottery ticket while the car ate up the miles. Her future and that of many others hung by a thread as they approached their destination. At the Jones mansion, Emily decided to confront her parents. "What did you do to Sarah? She is not a thief. Something else is going on here, and I deserve to know the truth." The silence was deafening. Kate broke down sobbing, and Rick, with a sigh of defeat, revealed the truth: gambling debts, failed investments, and the desperation that led them to pin all their hopes on a lottery ticket. Emily listened in horror as years of lies crumbled before her eyes. Sarah and the investigator arrived at the lottery office. The investigator's friend, nervous, greeted them with a tense smile. "We need to act fast," he murmured. "They've started asking questions about this ticket." Sarah noticed something odd in the friend's demeanor. His eyes avoided hers, and his hands trembled as he handled the ticket. A chill ran down Sarah's spine. She was about to be betrayed. At that moment, Kate burst into the room followed by the police. "There she is. She stole my ticket." Chaos erupted. Sarah, paralyzed by fear, watched her dream of freedom dissolve. The investigator tried to slip away. Amid the commotion, Sarah's eyes met Kate's, and in them, she saw desperation and fear. They were all victims of their own desperate decisions. Sarah, the investigator, and the Joneses were taken to the police station. The tension was palpable. Sarah, with her hands cuffed, watched as her dream of a better life vanished. The investigator whispered with his lawyer, casting furtive glances. Kate, vulnerable and scared, seemed a shadow of her former self. Rick had his head in his hands, crushed by his decisions. Emily arrived shortly after and looked at Sarah with disappointment and compassion. The police officer announced that the ticket was genuine and winning. The news hit like a bombshell. Kate claimed her right to the prize. Sarah, gathering her courage, said, "I found it. It was lying in the study, forgotten among papers. The officer declared that this would be resolved in court. The revelation triggered a media storm. Sarah was released on bail paid by Emily. As she left the police station, she faced the media. "I just wanted a better life for my brother and for myself." Her life would never be the same. The final confrontation took place at the Jones mansion. Armed with the truth and supported by Emily's lawyers, Sarah faced the family that had demeaned her. Kate, with hatred and desperation, said, "You're a traitor." Sarah responded, "What did you do for me? Are you referring to the insults, the humiliations, the treatment of a slave?" Rick, aged and weary, revealed the truth about their debts and how the lottery ticket was their last hope. Emily, horrified, asked, "How could you deceive us all?" Tension rose when Sarah's lawyer presented evidence of embezzlement and tax evasion. Rick suffered a nervous breakdown. Sarah, facing Kate, saw a glimmer of recognition in her eyes. "What do you really want?" Kate asked. "Justice and a dignified life," Sarah replied. Emily, making a decision, approached Sarah. "It's time to face the truth and the consequences of our actions." Sarah realized that this bitter victory was just the beginning of a long road to redemption and justice. The following days were a whirlwind of legal and media activity. Sarah, now in the public eye, hired a team of elite lawyers. The young woman who once scrubbed floors was now discussing legal strategies that would determine her future. Meanwhile, Kate, consumed by vengeance, tried to sabotage Sarah's brother's medical treatment. When Sarah found out, her resolve hardened. "If they want war, they'll get it," she murmured to herself. Emily, torn between family loyalty and a sense of justice, approached Sarah secretly. "I want to help you, it's the right thing to do." With her help, Sarah obtained crucial evidence of the Joneses' illegal activities. The private investigator tried to blackmail them with incriminating information, but Sarah rejected his offer outright. As the case progressed, Sarah realized that the money she thought would bring her freedom had become a heavy burden. One night, while visiting her brother in the hospital, she barely recognized the strong yet hardened woman staring back at her in the mirror. She wondered if, in her quest for justice, she was losing an essential part of herself. The legal battle became the talk of the country. Sarah, advised by her lawyers, decided to tell her story in an exclusive interview, recounting years of abuse and humiliation. Her exhaustive testimony moved the audience and divided public opinion. Kate, in a desperate attempt to save her reputation, gave an interview describing Sarah as ungrateful and manipulative. "We gave her a roof, food, treated her like family," she declared with feigned tears. Under the pressure, Rick revealed secrets to save himself, shaking the foundations of high society. Emily, unable to tolerate the lies, testified in favor of Sarah, confirming the inhumane treatment of employees and the illegal activities of her family. As the case progressed, Sarah discovered that victory had a bitter taste. The distrustful looks and whispers behind her back began to take their toll. One night, exhausted from meetings with lawyers, Sarah received a call from her attorney with new information, documents proving that Rick was involved in large-scale money laundering. Horrified, Emily proposed that Sarah and she work together to expose the truth. Sarah accepted the alliance. The private investigator tried to blackmail them with incriminating evidence, but Sarah and Emily decided not to yield. Sarah found herself walking a thin line between justice and revenge. Her brother called her disappointed, making her reconsider her actions. Emily comforted her, urging her to do what was right. The truth about the origin of the lottery ticket exploded in the media. It had been bought with embezzled charity funds. This forced an awkward truce between Sarah and the Joneses to protect the prize. Meanwhile, Sarah's brother suffered a relapse and needed costly treatment. Emily found more evidence of corruption, increasing the pressure on Sarah. Mr. Jones offered the prize in exchange for Sarah's silence. Before deciding, Sarah received an urgent call. Her brother's condition was worsening. At the same time, Kate suffered a car accident and was in critical condition. Emily begged Sarah to help save her mother. Sarah, facing a moral dilemma, decided to use part of the money to pay for her brother's and Kate's treatments. "We cannot control what happens to us, but we can choose how we respond," she said. Her decision surprised everyone, and the news spread quickly. Rick, overwhelmed by Sarah's compassion, agreed to confess his crimes in exchange for help. As he revealed years of fraud and abuse, Emily listened in horror. Although vindicated, Sarah felt an emotional cost she hadn't anticipated. Sarah's brother slowly improved thanks to the treatment. However, new legal and ethical challenges emerged. The prize, tainted by its origin, became the center of a moral debate. Activists demanded that the money be returned to the affected charities. Amid this chaos, Sarah received an anonymous note suggesting more secrets to uncover. The private investigator, desperate, appeared at the hospital with evidence that could either destroy or save them all. Sarah and Emily, facing new moral dilemmas, realized their journey toward justice had only just begun. Sarah and Emily found themselves facing an unexpected situation. Documents revealed a network of corruption implicating high-ranking political figures. "What do you want?" Sarah asked, tense. "Immunity and part of the prize," replied the investigator. The proposal posed an ethical dilemma. Exposing the truth would bring justice but also destroy lives, while hiding it would make them accomplices. Sarah's brother, now more lucid after his treatment, surprised her. "Sarah, remember why you started all this. It wasn't for money or revenge but for justice and a dignified life." His words deeply moved her. Emily, struggling with her family loyalty and sense of justice, said, "If we reveal everything, not only will my father fall, but many others will too. Do we have the right to decide that?" Feeling the weight of the decision, Sarah closed her eyes. When she opened them, she said with determination, "We cannot be judges, but we cannot be accomplices either. We will turn over all the information to the competent authorities." Her decision marked a point of no return. The news of the corruption leaked to the media, sparking a scandal. The Jones mansion became the media epicenter. Sarah was seen as a hero by some and an opportunist by others. Meanwhile, a group of beneficiaries from the charity fund affected by the embezzlement appeared at the hospital, putting a human face on the consequences of the corruption. "That money could have changed our lives," said a single mother. Sarah, moved, faced her toughest dilemma, the lottery prize, legally hers but tainted by its origin. Emily, seeing her struggle, said, "Whatever your decision is, I'll be by your side." Sarah decided to donate all the money to the charity fund. Kate woke from her coma with amnesia, not remembering the lottery ticket or recent events. Sarah decided to tell her the truth. Kate, moved, showed remorse. "I've been a monster. How could I?" Rick came in and agreed to face the consequences of his actions. "It's time to take responsibility." Sarah's confession and Kate's awakening triggered a series of unexpected events. Sarah decided to reveal the whole truth and cooperate with the authorities to uncover the corruption network. Her decision changed their lives forever but also began a path toward redemption. At a press conference, Sarah and Emily revealed the truth, exposing the corruption and the origin of the charity fund money. The Jones mansion was raided, and Rick was placed in custody. The threats against their lives became real, but Sarah, with Emily's and her brother's support, decided to face the danger. The Attorney General, impressed by their proposal, offered support to implement a plan to create a foundation with the prize money and recovered assets, run by Sarah, the Joneses, and representatives of the victims. The foundation would aim to repair the damage and prevent future crimes. The plan was accepted, and Sarah, with renewed determination, reflected on her journey. She had sought revenge and found redemption. The story of Sarah, the Joneses, and the lottery ticket became a symbol of transformation and hope, reminding everyone that even in the darkest moments, there is the possibility of true change. And that's our story. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Leave us your comments and share this video with your friends. See you next time. Goodbye.